In the previous episode, we completed a full 3D model of a 60 square meter house, and we also learned how to create sections using the clipping section command. Now in this episode, we're going to take it further. I'll show you how to create architectural diagrams, graphical presentations, and simple renders directly inside Rhino. Perfect for those who want to complete the entire workflow without using additional software. Welcome to part 5 of this mini course. Let's jump into the project. Before we start, a quick note about the clipping section tool. As you've seen, it's not only useful for vertical and horizontal sections, you can also use it creatively for plan presentations and diagram generation. This makes it a very powerful tool for architectural visualization inside Rhino. Now I'll bring back the plans and elevations that we prepared in the previous episodes. I placed them around the 3D model. In this session, the goal is to create a simple architectural diagram for presentation, something clean and easy to understand. This is especially useful for students who are learning how to present their projects. If you're interested in more advanced diagram techniques, let me know. I can cover professional presentation workflows in future videos. Next, I switch the view to an isometric perspective. Depending on your project, you can choose between different isometric angles. Pick the one that best represents your design. If I keep everything, plans, elevations, and the 3D model, in one place, the scene becomes too crowded, so I separate the drawings to improve clarity and readability. A clean layout is essential for a good architectural presentation. Now I create guidelines connecting the 3D model to the plans and elevations. To keep things organized, I define a new layer for these lines. I assign a specific name and color. You can choose different line styles depending on your presentation style. These guidelines help visually connect different parts of your diagram. And then I change the line type to dashed. Now let's use one of the most important commands again, make 2D drawing. This time, I run it with the hidden lines option on. After a few seconds, Rhino generates the 2D drawing. As you can see, the internal elements like furniture appear as dashed gray lines. This creates a very nice graphical effect for presentations. You can also customize line type, line color, line thickness based on your design style. Now I run Make 2D Drawing again, but this time I turn hidden lines off. This gives us a cleaner, more minimal result. Both styles are useful. It depends on how detailed you want your presentation to be. If you want more control over the graphics, you can export your drawings. You can use software like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator. In Illustrator, for example, you have much more control over layers, line weights, colors. To export, simply select your objects and use Export Selected. Then import the file into your preferred software for further editing. Now for the final part of this episode, creating a custom graphic display style inside Rhino. Go to Settings, View, Display Modes. Here you can see different display styles. You can edit existing modes, create a new custom mode, or delete unused ones. To save time, I've already created a custom style. Now I'll show you the settings so you can recreate it. You can adjust colors, shadows, edges, background. All of these are completely customizable. There's no single correct setup. Choose what fits your visual style. This is a great way to create clean presentation-ready visuals directly inside Rhino without needing external rendering software. So in this episode, we created a simple architectural diagram, organized plans and elevations for presentation, used Make 2D with and without hidden lines, exported drawings for external editing, and created a custom graphic display style in Rhino. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope it was helpful and that you enjoyed the process. In the next videos, we can explore more advanced presentation techniques and workflows. If you found this useful, don't forget to follow the course and continue learning step by step. See you in the next tutorial.